Yes, people, welcome back to the 1894 for a Champions League quarter-final reaction. We have just been drawn with the Madrid Giants. Yes, Atletico Madrid. They have just knocked out Manchester United as of a couple of days ago, and it's their turn to play us now. They'll be coming back to Manchester, and I think this is a pretty good draw. But listen, if we get past Atletico Madrid, we will also face in the semi-final the winners of Chelsea, who play Real Madrid. That is a pretty tough fixture for Chelsea, if you ask me. It'll be a pretty exciting tie. But listen, we have the small matter of getting past Atletico, which is not going to be an easy tie. What is your initial reaction, Joe? And then we'll talk about how we think it might go.
My initial reaction is I'm fairly happy with the draw. Like, we could have had it, I say easier. It's the last 8 teams in the Champions League. There is no easy games. Even if you look at it on paper, like Benfica, they're here for a reason. They knocked out Ajax, who pretty sure they went like 6 for 6 in the group stage. So no one left in this competition can be taken lightly at all. And I'm just happy with the main fact that we've avoided Liverpool. The earliest we can play them is the final. Like, we can only play them if we both reach the final, which, you know, that was the aim, really. As long as we avoided Liverpool, I think everyone was kind of calm with the draw. Especially the quarterfinals. We didn't want 3 back-to-back games against Liverpool because that would just be hell. Like, no one wanted that. So, yeah, I'm fairly happy with the draw. Like, I'm not too fussed about it. Of course, we've been robbed of another Manchester derby because one team can't exactly play football the best at the moment. I mean, we were robbed of it. I think I said this before we started recording. We were robbed of it earlier this season in the Carabao Cup. West Ham knocked them out of the Carabao Cup and then played us. I know they knocked us out, but it would have been a Manchester derby. That failed, and they've done it again. So, I mean, that was the only way it could get better, I suppose. But either way, like, it's Atletico Madrid. I don't think we've ever played them, to be honest. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we've never played Atletico before, but yeah, in terms of the draw, as you said yourself, it's the best 8 teams in Europe right now. Everybody's going to be good, but I think if you'd asked me who do I want to avoid or who would I like to not play, I would have said Liverpool, because that would mean we play them 3 times in a row in April. So these 2 Atletico fixtures will be sandwiched around our Liverpool game on the 10th of April. So I think one's going to be on like the 7th of April, and one's going to be on like the 13th, something like that. So yeah, we've avoided Liverpool. We've avoided playing them in a saga of 3 games. And I would have liked to avoid Bayern Munich, which we have done as well. So it looks a bit like Bayern, who are playing Villarreal. You'd imagine they do a good job on them. They're going to play Liverpool in the semi-final, who you would imagine will beat Benfica. So we've avoided both of those. The latest we can play them is the final, but we have Atletico Madrid. Like we said, we've never played them before. We know Simeone likes to set up very defensively. I like to describe Atletico Madrid as Burnley on steroids. They sit back, they compact the box, they'll use the dark arts, they'll get in your head, they're a very aggressive team, and they'll look to try and counter tackles. And there obviously is a blueprint as to how you can beat Manchester City, and you would think that Simeone is almost the carbon copy of the way we don't like to play, or the way we'd like to not play against. How do you feel about the prospect of playing Atletico, basing off how we've seen them this season? Obviously, I don't think they're amazing by any means, Atletico, but you know, they knocked out United.
No, I do take a little bit of confidence from watching those United games that in the last 10 minutes at Old Trafford, they fell apart. They couldn't keep the ball at all whatsoever. Like, I know they went through this because United are kind of just bad, aren't they? But I mean, they just can't. They seem to have almost hit some sort of mental barrier where they get giddy that they're actually going through in the Champions League, and they just lose their heads a little bit. So I think the key in those games is just staying patient. We know it's going to be almost like carbon copy of Palace on the weekend just gone, where they're just going to sit there and take whatever we throw at them and try and hit us on the other end, which, I mean, they did to United, so there's no reason that it won't work against us. Like, we've become stuck with it sometimes. We can't beat teams like this. And Atletico Madrid, I mean, Burnley on steroids, they're a very good defensive team. They've got a lot of quality that can punish us. They're not going to be like a Palace. Palace had multiple opportunities against us to score, and in the end, they like the end product. Atletico Madrid have more quality. They are one of the best defensive teams in Europe. Obviously, it helps when you have bodies, but I mean, look, it's going to be interesting the way it goes, and we've definitely got the tougher side of the draw compared to Liverpool or Bayern. I think, obviously, no team in this stage are any mugs at all whatsoever. But you look at Chelsea and both Madrid teams, I think that's harder for us considering they've got Benfica and Villarreal. So overall, like, again, I'm happy that we've avoided the two teams that are like favourites along with us, or like major favourites along with us. But it's not going to be easy. I'm not really looking forward to watching the Atletico Madrid games. But again, all we've got to do is be patient, because we know how they're going to play. We know their game plan. We just need to stick to ours, and we're going to have most of the ball. And if they do fall apart in the 10 minutes, we just need to capitalise. Like, I think for the most part, we'll be fine as long as we don't lose the heads. Like, we've just recently got over this quarterfinals hump. I don't want it coming back again.
Yeah, look, they're not doing great in the league at the minute, Atletico. They're fourth place behind Barca, Sevilla and Real Madrid. But listen, they are La Liga champions for a reason, because on their day, they're a very good team. So we will have to have our wits about us. But we play them at home first, which is a game, we should be winning this tie. We're capable of beating absolutely anybody on our day, but we shouldn't be beating Atletico Madrid. I know they set up in a way that we don't like to defend or play against, but if we're looking to win Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, you have to be able to adapt and break teams down. So in the home leg, I'd like to think that we could put 2 past them, 3 past them, and make life easier for ourselves when we go over to Madrid, because their fans are pretty crazy and it's going to be a tough place to go. But listen, it's an exciting draw. Like Joe said, I think we do have the harder side of the draw. The latest we can play, like I said, Liverpool or Bayern is in the final, but where we have Atletico to get over, and either Chelsea or Real Madrid in the process. So it's not going to be easy, but this is where you want to be as a football fan. You want to be involved in these massive ties in the big competitions at the latter stages. So we're very grateful and we're very much looking forward to it. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments on the Champions League draw. Who do you think has the best draw? Who's got the worst draw? Are you happy with our draw? Leave a like as well on the video if you would. It helps us massively. And subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 2.5k. We'll see you very soon with another video. Enjoy your day.